field. Now, on the bill, Hephzibah Akinwale breaks Guinness World Record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. All right, Hephzibah Akinwale breaks world record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. This is basically lovely. Looking at her age and then how young she is. Hephzibah Akinwale, a 10-year-old girl, has broken the world record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. Her novel, Chronicles of the Timekeepers, Whisked Away, consists of 58,000 words. Okay, family, let's do this on this beautiful Sunday. It's a weekend, right? The last day of the weekend, basically this Sunday. And I hope you are blessed. I hope you are staying blessed. I am blessed as well. Okay, let's have some new spanking exclusive on this Pan-African channel. All right, you can call me Olua TJ. That is basically my name right now. Olua TJ Emeka Chuku Emeka Imaswen. Okay, guys. Let's look at this one of a young child who has achieved, a major success routine within the GWR, basically Guinness World Record, thing. We've been seeing a lot coming from Nigerians, a whole lot of records coming from Nigerians, and then we've been seeing more of a fiasco, and then, should I say fake news coming from Ghanaians. The fake news precisely Chef Smith, and then on the other hand, others who had to be part or who filled the forms of the Guinness World Record thing or did the procedural thing to be part of any category they want to achieve ends in either disqualification or in a fiasco. So Nigerians doing it back to back states categorically clear what we've been saying on this channel a whole lot. I don't need to go into it. But today I want to stay focused on this young girl, who has done something tremendous within that field. Now, on the bill, Hephzibah Akinwale breaks Guinness World Record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. All right, Hephzibah Akinwale breaks world record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. This is basically lovely. Looking at her age and then how young she is and how parents who are behind these children are able to coach them, look at the rules and regulations basically within the novel fiction and then fit it into the procedural and the process of their, submission after in the process of her, doing that. And then after that, submitting it to Guinness World Record is not an easy journey, that my people are failing to do so. So if this young girl has been awarded with a plaque or certificate, it means that she's done a massive job. All right. Now, let's look at this brief, daily. And Hephzibah Akinwale, a 10-year-old girl, has broken the world record for the longest fiction novel written by a child. Her novel, Chronicles of the Timekeepers, Whisked Away, consists of 58,000 words. This remarkable achievement surpassed the previous record held by Manikia Sangi, whose novel had 44,000 words. All right, Manikia Sangi. All right, mostly if Nigerians are basically doing or fixating on the record and then they are taking it from the previous owner, most of them are Indians. All right, but that Indians are much more skilled with IT and are good with it. So they also take their time in achieving these records. But it adds up when Nigerians or a Nigerian decide to stay focused on what she wants to do in line with the outline category and they are able to achieve it. Now, what I want to ask you, what does this, all right, what will basically this do for this 10-year-old Hephzibah Akinwale? It is going to help her to get prominence, world recognition, and respect in the world, whereas she can bring out a lot of books, a lot of novels, a lot of interesting books, where she can premiere as well, and then bring people on board to buy and purchase, at a higher or at higher prices to help her, to fund her in a previous or subsequent one. So Hephzibah's achievement and the parents behind a 10-year-old child, like I said, to be able to coach her and then give her the needed assistance is quite, a necessity and important to the upbringing of the child. Now, the whole basis of this Guinness World Record thing, the whole basis of this podcast, I don't know if somebody is watching within the Pan-African channel from Kenya, from my country, Ghana, from every sphere of the African space. Take your time, If you want to achieve something, don't jump to look at the success at the end, but stay fixated on the process and look at the rules and regulations. You need to be extra disciplined before you can achieve these kind of successful, ends or successes. So you need to take your time, look at it holistically, and gradually go through the process of meeting the guidelines of the Guinness World Record thing, so that at the end of it all, if you submit it, all right, you'll not be disqualified, or a rule or a regulation will be used to clip you and then you'll be disqualified. Currently, as I'm sharing this podcast, a Ghanaian known on TikTok as Quinlet is embarking on a singathon journey in Germany. All right, in Germany, I'm not going to be a naysayer. I'm going to, motivate her, but she should take her time to go through the process and make sure that whatever they are recording live, whatever video they are recording, and the rules and regulation of the singathon thing will be submitted, and at the end of it all, she will be given the needed certificate by qualifying to meet the standard. She should not, at the end of the whole thing where people are, talking about it on TikTok, whatever, some bloggers in Ghana are doing it or posting about it, and at the end of it all, another fiasco will come and say she's been disqualified. We've had too many heartbreaks from our people. Some are rushing to do it. The only necessary one I think I've seen is a young boy, 3-year-old, who did a painting. He was awarded. And then somebody who was hugging about 1,000 and something trees. That was funny and interesting. But anyways, we cannot downplay, or I cannot downplay the success story of someone who is motivated. But if you look at it on a 100% scale, 95% of all these attempts ends up in failure. So what we can tell them is that take your time and do this. All right. It is a brief stance I'm pushing here. Let me switch back to Hephzibah Akinwale. Hephzibah Akinwale, congrats to you as a young child, 10-year-old. All right. Don't get carried away. Take your time. And then I'll be looking forward to seeing more novels coming from you. Okay. I'll be seeing more of you, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you grow. And then one day we'll be seeing a lot more creative, bits coming from your end. And to the parents behind there, shout outs to you as well. Okay, on a Pan-African stance, what do you also think about today's achievement from, this 10-year-old girl? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section, all right, on this editorial. Okay, guys, let me sign out of here. Okay, if this is your first time, do well to join the family, subscribe. If you forget and you watch the video to the end, you forget, and then probably the video will end and you log out. Join the family, show love, subscribe, and let's build a community here. And also, if you are sharing your thoughts, let's learn to agree and disagree in that regard. All right, it's a Pan-African channel and we are democratic. We are also tolerant in our dealings. Okay, the name has always been TJY Olua TJ Emeka Chukwu Emeka Imasuen Folarin Omoluabi. I will be here same time on this exclusive. I salute you.